is the North American version. It's hard to tell from the title screen. But anyway, we will start talking about the differences pretty soon. So yeah, this is kind of going to be a bit of an unconventional run. We're going to see a lot of safety strats. We're going to see a lot of percentage plays, hopefully. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out. The first match that I did as well was also two fairly low seeds, so seeing the back and forth, constantly reacting to the ridding and all of the different things that can go wrong in Warpless. So yeah, we've got an interesting one ahead of us. It's probably one of the few categories in any Mario game where ridding is just so important. Normally for most Mario speedruns, it's collect all the stars or beat all the levels. It's very, very simple, but in this game, you have inventory to worry about, you have RNG factors to worry about, so there's so much going on constantly. But both have made their way through World 1-1 and 1-2. Both pretty much exactly synced at this point. So to touch upon the version differences, if it's possible, you are going to want to run the NES version. The NES version is faster. Other than that, there aren't too many other differences. One small difference would be very, very slight changes in a couple of levels, such as 3-3, for example, is what I think of off the top of my head. It's one of the cheap-cheeps, just slightly to the right. Some very minor differences. Also, very unfortunate death for Sharky back there. Sharky had also mentioned earlier that game overs were possibly on the table, so we might even see an intentional third star. Pretty much what you're always going to see is runners intentionally not trying to get 3 of the same ending card, and that's because the fanfare at the end, I think it costs about 6 or 7 seconds extra. So it's definitely not optimal. Ooh. That's our first death on the left-hand side. That's very unfortunate. But giving Sharky maybe just a slight chance to get caught up here in World 1. Now, obviously, we have the majority of the run to come, so World 1 probably isn't going to make very much of a difference at all. Okay, Garion taking the platform. Nothing wrong with that. Again, these runs will be in stark comparison to what we're seeing from top seeds. And I have to say, the skill level in this tournament is absolutely incredible. I don't think I've seen a tournament where the top half of players are just unbelievably experienced. It's quite intimidating, for sure, someone like me. Also, just going to point out quickly that the winner of this will be going on to play seed number 2. Seed number 2 is Cujo, and anyone familiar with SMB3 speedrunning will realize just how good a runner Cujo is, and has a very, very good chance of getting right to the end of this tournament. Anyway, we're seeing both players in airship now. Also, as I mentioned earlier, it seems like Sharky intentionally went for that third star card. Now with 9 lives, probably feeling a bit more comfortable. So, admittedly, I'm not exactly 100% sure. Oh no! I sort of saw that just slow down and... Oh, damn, that one little... Oh, that's a shame. So yeah, I was going to say I'm not 100% sure exactly what causes the timing differences in each of the games, like NES version to SNES version, but I believe most of it comes down to fade outs and fade into the levels, doors, that sort of thing. I think it comes out to maybe about a minute or probably more than that actually. So Garion would have the advantage of running on NES, for sure. But it will be Sharky that's heading out of World 1. Very nicely done. Getting probably about a 520 for World 1, which I have to say, for a death and for a fairly casual World 1, that's not a bad time. Garion not too far behind either. Probably talking about a difference of 25-30 seconds. Very, very little in it. Definitely, in the grand scheme of things, it's probably not going to make very much difference. You Shitty Force, what's up? Welcome everybody. Yeah, going up against Cujo next time, I'd rather it be them than me. Though racing against Cujo would be it'd be pretty cool. It would be an honor. And we see our second death from Sharky. That's an unusual hole to go down, I'll admit, but these things can happen. Thankfully, has a power up pretty much right at the start of this level, though. That's a nice bonus. So both on fairly equal footing here again. This will probably be a theme of this match, however, sort of back and forth. It's going to be interesting. In terms of routing as well, World 1 and World 2 are fairly simple. There isn't too much to worry about. But once we get into World 3 and onwards, it's going to be very, very interesting. Things like hammers, hammers actually aren't a big deal, because you either get early hammer or you don't. There isn't actually too much that can go wrong. Maybe unless one of your hammer bros turn into a coin ship. For anybody who isn't aware, a coin ship will occur if your coins are a multiple of 11. So say, for example, 33. The 10th digit of your score also matches that. So if the score was 80,030 and you had 33 coins and you're on world 3, 5, I think it's 1, 3, 5, or 6, you're going to get a coin ship in the overworld, which can be fairly disastrous if it overwrites an item that you need or it gets in your way. Coin ships are pretty long. Alright, that's awesome. Yeah, I thought it was probably the fade into each level. Also, the Japanese version of the SNES version is preferable if possible. Unlike the Japanese version for the NES, it doesn't have that really cruel sort of power-up downgrading, I guess you would call it. So on the Japanese version of the NES, if you're Fire Mario and you get hit, you go straight to Small Mario. There's no Big Mario. Though that isn't the case for the Japanese version on the SNES. The power-up logic is the same as every other version. But yeah, the reason why that's faster is just castle cutscenes. Okay, so Garion getting the music box. For the most part, runners will be trying to avoid that, but even if you do pick it up, you can use it in some later worlds. It can sort of get rid of some of the RNG that Hammer Bros can cause. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. Taking another death in 2-4. 2-4 is a pretty tough level, so it is very easy to get hit here, especially by those boomerang brews. Oh, and the Angry Sun claims a victim. I think that's probably the first of the tournament so far. The Angry Sun, fairly notorious. It's one of the details that a lot of people remember about this game. Okay, Sharky making some... Ooh, hopefully he can get out of here. Yeah, Sharky making some good plays there. Played that fairly well at the end. It's spooky getting stuck in the sand, but survived nonetheless. Hey, looks like Garion is taking the approach of getting rid of these blocks with the tail. Definitely, well, maybe not now. We'll have to use the shells. And Sharky also going for 2-4. I'm surprised we didn't see 2-5 from at least one of them. 2-5 is a lot easier, a lot less pressure, but Sharky seems to be dealing with 2-4 no problem. And Garion moves on to Castle 2, or not Castle 2, sorry, play too much Super Mario World. Airship 2, World 2 Airship, that's what you call it. Okay, we're probably going to see Sharky grab the raccoon suit as well. Yeah, I feel generally speaking, using the tail here to get rid of the blocks isn't a bad decision if you're taking a more casual approach to it. Okay, Sharky's going to be joining Garion in the airship very, very soon here. So both players grabbing both Hammer Brothers as well. So they'll both have that extra music box. They'll hopefully be able to skip out in the World 5 Hammer Brew. Ooh! Careful, careful. Okay, very nice. Gets out of there in one piece. That was very, very close. I disagree. All stars can win. Definitely can win in a scenario like this. This is a double elimination tournament. Yeah, it is interesting seeing the comparison side by side. Again, you're probably talking a difference of somewhere between a minute and a minute and a half. Yeah, NES version definitely would be preferable for a myriad of reasons. Well, I mean, the main reason being it's faster. It's usually a good enough reason. Ooh, the Garion taking a death in 3-1. Garion may even need to pay attention to lives at this point. Hopefully that won't be the case. But it may not be a bad decision to actually intentionally get 3 in a row. Oh, damn, Dooley, I thought that was my gimmick. I thought he was still my gimmick as well, but I will be running on the Japanese version of SNES SMB3. Oh, the loser faces you. Okay, this would actually provide a pretty close match then. Although I have to say you've been doing pretty well with Warpless recently. So continuing to keep it close. So World 3, they're going to be wanting to skip over one of the auto-scrollers with a cloud in between each level. So that's completing a level and a death, which Garion already has had. The bridges go up and down. So Garion will either have to skip the Hammer Brew with the star or take an intentional death in 3-6, which is the auto-scroller. We'll see that come up. Or if Garion dies again, then it will sort of even out. Sharky will be in pace to have the bridges correct, assuming Sharky's able to get both the Hammer Brews. Sometimes those Hammer Brews control you. Sometimes you can get runaway brews on the right-hand side of the screen. So for example, if that one on the right for Sharky went up and then to the right, it could cause some issues. I'm also curious, do both these guys have the ridge down? Do they know what levels they're skipping? Do they know what levels they're flying over? Because previous to this, a couple of the races I commentated on, we've seen some interesting routing choices. And Garion skipping over that Hammer Brew beneath. Now that Hammer Brew, I'm basically 99% certain has a hammer, which definitely very helpful. Wouldn't be recommended to skip over it. Okay, so Sharky probably is going to be okay for Hammer Brew RNG on the right-hand side of the screen. Well, assuming I haven't mixed up these Hammer Brews, definitely picking the wrong one. Yeah, Garion grabs the star. Now that will make the bridge okay. Like, it'll make it back to normal, but he's just skipped over a hammer. Okay, does know to use the cloud there. Interesting. I assume that was probably the case with that intentional Hammer Brew. But this means we're going to... Oh, well, that's a big problem. That is a really big problem. We're going to see a mandatory 3-6 now. Yeah, so I didn't get the opportunity to point that out, but you don't want to die after using the cloud. Dying after the cloud is pretty damn costly. Okay, Sharky... What is Sharky doing? What is Sharky thinking about? Sharky is just sitting there for a bit on the overworld. But assuming Sharky doesn't die, well, assuming Sharky skips over 3-6 and then doesn't die, will most definitely be in the lead. Also, having that extra hammer sort of helps as well. So with Garion skipping out on that... Oh, Sharky was looking for a power-up. There was a power-up just to the left. Unfortunate. But yeah, Garion is either going to have to do World 4-4-1. I think the other levels. 5-7, which is an auto-scroller. Or 5-1 and or 5-2 and 5-3. Ooh, taking a death of that hammer, bro. I would definitely skip over that at that point. You don't need that star. At this stage, wouldn't have even been a bad idea to... So this is what I said. Rooting is going to be very interesting. It's going to be a bit on the fly. And yeah, so Sharky just takes the death there. Getting good that Sharky realizes about using Cloud here. But again, having that extra hammer is going to make a difference. Sharky needs to be very careful not to die here. This is getting close. Oh my word. Getting a bit lucky there, I'll be honest. That seemed like certain death. At the very last time. Because, wait, what do you call that enemy? Big Bertha? It's not Big Bertha, is it? I think that's a nickname. But I forget what you call that, I should know that. But yeah, like, it even jumped up out of the water to eat Mario. The hitboxes seem to collide, but seem to get away with it. Boss Bass, of course! Boss Bass. Oh, it was annoying me. Couldn't think. Big Bertha. Where did I pull that from? I have a feeling that that's a nickname for it at least. I don't know. Oh, Big Bertha actually is an enemy in this game. Well, that's handy enough then. At least I'm sticking to the same game at least. Boss Bass reminds me of Boss Cass, the antagonist of Ty the Tasmanian Devil, I'm gonna say. I think that's what that game's called. But looks like Sharky's going to be joining Garion in the World 3 airship. Going in as Small Mario, we'll have to be a bit careful. Also, Wendy probably one of the hardest bosses in this game, at least in my opinion, if you don't have fire. So both players are going to need to be careful here. Careful! It was just looking so ropey. That's unfortunate. Also, hopefully that airship hasn't landed somewhere like on the top right hand side. Oh, okay. So Garion will probably be best just taking an intentional death. Wait, is it Big Cast? Boss Cast? I don't know. And it looks like Garion is just going to complete this level. There really isn't any reason to complete this level. It's only going to achieve closing the bridge again. There's still... Well, folks, we have the double. That's really, really unfortunate. Again, I did mention earlier, Wendy. Pretty tricky boss fight without fire. Wow, and landing in the exact same spot, although it was going to be an issue for Sharky anyway. Sharky really is in a bad spot here. Wow. World 3. World 3 is very unforgiving. No, well, the ship doesn't move when you die, but the gate or the bridge would have closed whenever If Garion had chosen to die, Garion wouldn't have needed to play through for it. Gotta be careful. I mean, it's easy enough saying that, but sometimes the projectiles can be very, very unforgiving. Though looking good this time. Garion the first to get out of World 3. Big sigh of relief, I'm sure. Now Garion is checking out the standings as well. Probably feeling pretty decent about this. Damn, and I never would have thought the anchor would have had a legitimate use. I'm trying to think, would there have been any easy levels? Pick up all the coins? I think it's 3-6 that has the coins in this world that give you the white mushroom house. It's 1-4 in World 1. World 5 is probably 5-7. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see if Garion decides to use the hammer here or whether Garion's going to wait. Okay, Sharky with fire, that's a nice start. Probably the only instance in the game where fire kill is actually easier than non-fire kill, or at least in my opinion. Oh wait, is it the even worlds that have anchors, and then it's the odd worlds have P-wings? Okay, yeah, so it's the odd worlds that have P-wings. Okay. Yeah, actually, that makes sense, because 2-2 gives you an anchor. Yeah. Oh yeah, you just said that there, 2-2. Just while we're on this sort of tangent, but whenever I was sort of looking at the white mushroom houses and stuff, it almost seems like 7-2 requires the frogs in order to collect the right amount of coins. Maybe there's another way, but damn, it seems like it's the only feasible way at least. Okay, Garion in 4-3. Mitch often talks about how this is one of his favorite levels in terms of speedrunning, and seeing this done at full P speed is very impressive. It can be a fairly treacherous level casually, and of course speedrunning as well. Yeah, I could see that, Stu. Okay, well, Garion is going for World 4 1-4. We'll either be saving up that. Oh yeah, I forgot that pipe was the thing. There's a power up in this room, isn't there? Yeah, fire. I got confused there. I haven't seen this room in so long. At this point, Sharky's probably feeling quite good about lives, so probably won't be too fussed about not getting 3 in a row. Looks like Sharky was considering taking that tail and just missed out on it. Might even see Sharky grab the star here. Nope, continues on without it. The star near the end of this level is almost kind of pointless. There isn't very much to go. Okay, so we've got Sniper Lakitu. That Lakitu is just so accurate. sometimes it can cause a lot of issues. Oh, and it looks like Garion did try to go for a star there, but didn't get it, unfortunately. I'm going to suggest that Garion probably is still okay for lives. Though unfortunate death from Sharky. 4-3 can be pretty intimidating if you're small Mario and you're not comfortable with it. There are a lot of hazards. Taking another death. Those Paracoopas are very unfortunately placed, so they are. They claim a lot of lives, I'm sure. Oh, Sharky getting quite close to that big hammer brew. Not actually sure what you call those guys. Mega hammer brews? That's just a complete guess. Big hammer brews? Maybe they don't even have a name. Garion will need to be careful with these last two Paracoopas. Oh my god, getting close. Very, very easy to forget about those last couple of enemies. Sumo Brews? That sounds pretty good to me. I'm pretty sure you're right about that. Okay, so going into this fortress that Garion's going into, you're probably wanting at least Big Mario. Or sorry, I should say Super Mario. Then you can just grab a Fire Flower, which is easy enough to keep for this next Boom Boom fight. I don't think we've actually seen a Boom Boom fight yet, where either player has... Oh, Sharky getting close there. Actually, that's one difference about the SNES version over the NES version. The start of 4-4 is completely different. So the setup for getting the bounce and the Lakitu, it's actually easier in my opinion. The cue for it is pretty much whenever Mario is lined up exactly with the final block. So like whenever the right edge of Mario lines up with the right edge of the platform, pretty much solidly on that last block. On the NES version, you go straight into water instead of having a platform. Well, there would be no reason to ban it because the standard is going to be the NES version, and if people are going to, well, I'm not going to say if people are going to handicap themselves, but essentially that is the case. If people only have the SNES version, they're only going to lose sometime. So playing on the SNES version, definitely, I mean, if you can avoid it, you don't want to be playing on it. Similar to the SMB1 tournament, the SNES version was also allowed, because again, if people want to run on the SNES version, it's only going to be slower. And then it also gives people the opportunity to actually run on the SNES version. Get to see a couple of differences, it's always interesting. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's something you could enforce if you really wanted to, but there's definitely no advantage. Well, actually, arguably for SMB1 there is a small advantage, at least if you're taking it casually, because you actually start with more lives. In SMB1 NES, you start with 3 lives, I believe, and for the SNES version it's 5. Also, sorry for not acknowledging that death by Sharky, but it happened. Oh dear. Getting stuck in the troll hole. Getting out of it, no problem. Very easy to get cornered there. Wow, that big Koopa claiming another life. But yeah, Garion's been doing pretty well. been sailing through these last couple of levels pretty confidently. I mean, there are a couple of small bonuses from playing on the SNES. Again, it's all going to come down to personal preference, but there really isn't, or there really aren't any advantages whatsoever. Oh yeah, for the most part, SMB1 on All Stars is a lot more difficult. The only advantage is if you like die a bunch, if that's going to be an issue. Okay, thankfully Garion not falling down to the bottom. Falling down to the bottom, not only is it a lot longer, but it's pretty tough as well. Also really dangerously placed enemies down there. And Sharky getting the fire kill, very, very nice. I think that's the first one we've seen. So you're talking an airship on 5-1, well, and 5-2. Probably looking at a difference of like 3.5, 4 minutes. So it's a reasonable margin. It is a pretty big margin, even for this point. But I reckon we have still a majority of this to see. Okay, Garion picking up a power-up. If Garion's aware of his position at the moment, that's probably a good idea. Okay, Garion is going through 5-3. It is the safer option, although the bottom of 5-3 is pretty tough. But, yeah, you will be wanting to go for fort there. Even though the fortress can be a bit intimidating, it's a pretty short level. Garion's going to have to be careful in this bottom section, though. There are a lot of hazards down here. I hope everyone enjoyed seeing Karibo's shoe as well. I didn't know there was a power up there. That's pretty handy. Oh. Easy come, easy go. Oh wow, I'm just noticing Sharky has 33 coins and 30 points on the end of the score. I'm actually wondering, if you come out of an airship with those conditions met, that count? Like if you beat any level, like say 5-1, 5-2, any level in World 5, that would be a coin chip. But will this count if the score and coins stay the same? If it's going to, this is a coin chip. I don't think I've ever seen a coin chip coming out of an airship before, because normally players would take the opportunity to fix their coin count. So like, you're pretty much wanting it as far away from a multiple of 10 as possible. For example, 34, 45, 56, etc. Just to give you the most leeway, I guess. Okay, and luckily for Sharky, that isn't one of the conditions. Sharky will be definitely needing to fix this score. Yeah, needs to get a coin, break a block, get an odd score. Damn, so close to picking up those coins. Oh, there we go. We've got coins. Meanwhile, we're just seeing Garion fly through 5-4. Definitely not a bad idea. 5-4 does claim a lot of lives. Or it can, potentially. Five five is quite a nice level. It's got an abundance of power-ups. Garion not needing any of those power-ups, and both getting the fanfare at the exact same time. I reckon that's the only time that's going to happen in the entire tournament. Side-to-side fanfare is very, very nice. I mean, not optimal, of course, but interesting nonetheless. Or nonetheless. Nice dually. Okay, so Sharky's going the route of 5-4-1. This is a pretty tricky level. So we'll need to be careful. Yeah, that boo has claimed many a life as well. Yeah, Garion looking very strong here. Again, Sniper Lagatoo, very, very accurate with those spinies. Definitely a very scary level going into that if you're small Mario. Okay, Sharky very close to the end here, hopefully can... That's my fault. I'll admit that was my fault. And Garion going with this auto-scroller, interesting. Again, this is normally a level that people will skip over with the Cloud. Now, out of all of the levels that you do skip with the Cloud, I believe this is the shortest. So there is potential to switch this one out with another one. Potential levels would be 7-1 if you're not going for clip, like if you don't know how to do clip or feel confident about it. 7-9. 7-4-2, 8-4-1, maybe 8-1 as well. Those are options that we've already seen in the tournament. Definitely interesting to see this level as well, because it's not a favorite of anybody taking this from a casual perspective, maybe even a confident perspective. It's a bit of a tricky level. Possibly knows about the lead. Oh! Oh no, I didn't notice the coins. Oh dear. So yeah, this is a coin ship. Now, most people, what they're going to do is either try and crush themselves against the very first platform, or that vertical platform right there. Crushing yourself against the first set of platforms can actually be quite precise. Finishing this up will give you an item. Although Garion going for the crush there, I mean, at this point you might as well. Okay, interesting. I would just use the vertical pull, although by that stage, just finish it up, because then you don't have the extra hammer bro. This hammer bro is not necessary. Both players have an extra music box. Haven't been using them either put Hammer Bros to sleep. So we'll only need one music box for World 7. Okay, Garion using that extra power-up. Again, definitely not a bad idea. This airship can be pretty tough. The final boss, it's quite easy to die there. If you're not confident with it, for sure. And you definitely don't want the airship to be going runabout in World 5 either. Okay, Garion trading in the suit for Fireflower. Oh, Sharky. That's so unfortunate. To die right at the top of this level, very, very punishing. It's fairly lengthy. Yeah. Oh god, World 5 soft lock. I've actually had that happen to me before. I'm not sure what conditions, like, where that happens. I really don't know, but yeah, that's pretty unfortunate if that ever would happen. Like, how rare is it? Is it... Oh, god. Yeah, that's what I mean about that boss. It's very, very tough if you're not 100% confident. Would maybe be an idea to take... Oh, well. I was going to say, would maybe be a good idea to take either of those mushroom houses. So you can get a soft lock where the two Hammer Bros at the bottom of World 5 will just keep overlapping each other. I think between... If it's between a level and a spade card. So basically just answered my own question there. I actually have a video of it. I will send you that in a whisper because I'm not going to promote my own stuff, obviously. Although it's just a 20-second video, of course. Doesn't really matter. Okay, Garion going for round 2. Again, this is good. Okay, well, I was going to say this boss fight's going to be tough as Small Mario. But will need to go again. Also, Garion needs to be careful this airship doesn't end up back on top again, because then you'll have to see the Spiral Castle for a second time. But using that P-Wing, Sharky also had a P-Wing used there. I didn't notice because I was talking about soft locks and watching airships and stuff. So the two levels that you can fly over are 6-9 and 7-6. I'm not sure if these players are aware of what levels to use the P-Wings in. But they should both have an extra P-Wing, so it isn't an issue to use at least one of them. Another level that you want to use a P-Wing is 741, also 5-6, but it's not as punishing not to have a P-Wing there. It's fairly easy to get the correct power-up that you need in that level. Okay, round 2 for Garion. Oh dear. Okay, finally, I was concerned there. But yeah, with those IV frames, just go for it at that point. Yeah, getting out of that airship's definitely going to go a long way, cementing this lead. Garion as well with an extra cloud. That is a possibility somewhere. Hopefully we'll see that cloud being used and it doesn't get forgotten about. Yeah, Tundra for sure. I would say so. I think Sharky's first tournament was the SMW tournament that we've just concluded. I think this might be his second. but definitely first for SMB3 vanilla. Okay, so yeah, I didn't actually get a chance to say there, but Garion skipping out on using another hammer. I mean, it's interesting because in terms of rooting, like using the hammer is probably one of the easier things to remember. Sharky taking another death, that's unfortunate. 5-8 is very tough from a casual perspective. Stu, I've already done it. So yeah, basically, if Garion had used the very first pipe in World 6, would take him behind the other pipe with the breakable block, then you can just use the hammer and beat the hammer bro and go on to the fortress. But we're seeing an extra 2 levels, which, you know, fair enough. Nice little detour. Let's sightsee Super Mario Bros. 3. And even with these extra levels, it looks like the lead isn't going to be affected. Oh, dude, Sharky taking another death. At this point, if I was Sharky, I'd definitely just be heading over to one of those mushroom houses, getting a power-up, and approaching it that way. And now it's Garion with a death. Those Potaboos, again, very, very easy to get hit by them. Now, this mushroom house that Garion's in. Okay, well, he just gets a mushroom. One of the possibilities is a hammer roasted, which definitely a lot better than a mushroom. And I looked away for 2 seconds. I'm assuming Garion just landed in the lava there, because I think Garion used the mushroom going into this. That power up there has to be some of the biggest bait in this entire game. Very difficult to pick up that power up. Needs to be careful here. Okay. Pancakes of, oh my word. They're not actually pancakes, but another life has been claimed. My word. Garion looks on as the mushroom just rolls into the lava. Sharky as well is going to have to be very careful here. Taking a death is very, very easy. I hope I'm wrong about that. That is the unfortunate truth about it. And yeah, getting through that section, the gauntlet of those things, the cannonballs, be pretty tough. Yes, go to a mushroom house. That's a good idea. Now, thankfully, Sharky just respawns in the last level that he beat. Doesn't have to doesn't have to do 5-9. Thankfully. Yeah, Dooley. Oh, this has just been such an unfortunate fortress. Garion giving Sharky a bit of an opportunity to catch up, and if Sharky knows when to use that hammer, you're talking like 3 minutes just made up like that. Yes, Boom Boom can fly. He'd even fly off the screen. And never come back. Which, if I'm being honest, is optimal. Getting soft locked and Boom Boom, not great. Not ideal. Well, Sharky in a bit of a pickle again and gets hit. That's a bit of an unfortunate hitbox. Well, possibly going to see Sharky pick up the other mushroom house. Doesn't. Okay, I think after going for that first mushroom house, you might be pot committed at that point. Yeah, if you're watching like the big boys, like Mitch or Cujo or Chuck or any of those folks, you'll pretty much never see Boom Boom even move an inch to the left or right. you know, as a general rule. It's either an insta-fire kill or 3 very, very quick hits. Again, that bullet gauntlet can be very tough. Getting through there is Super Mario. And Sharky is out of World 5. That was a very, very well approached boss fight. The method Sharky went for there is pretty much exactly what you're wanting to do. Okay, Garion taking the pipe, the right-hand side. Which, I'll be honest, it's safer to go this route. So if Sharky remembers to use the hammer, there's a big, big potential for making up that time. Okay, so one of the first races I commentated, 5-6 claimed about, I think it was like literally 8 minutes off one player. It can be a bit of a domino effect, very easy to get hit over and over again, and you need the tail to beat this level. Basically what you need to do is, you need to clear yourself a path, enough of a path where you can get P-speed, grab this shell, or a flashing block, take it up here, get rid of those guys. But yeah, Garion getting a second try, which is pretty good overall. I died in 1-1 in the like opening tourney race, like the community race thing. Mostly because I hadn't picked up the game in like 6 months, but still felt fairly unforgivable. But Stu, your times have been really, really good. Mitch's influence must be rubbing off on you. Okay, maybe we'll see a star kill from Sharky, though it's going to be close at this point. Oh, okay, well, nicely reacted. At least Sharky didn't run straight into the boom boom. And with that, we have closed up the gap by quite a bit. Okay, now, thankfully, Garion remembers to use at least one of the hammers. It's a bit unfortunate that he will have 2 extra hammers by the end of this run. And a nice fortress from Garion. Still has to kill Boom Boom, but shouldn't be an issue. Yep, very nice. Well executed. Needs to be careful of those platforms. Oh my word. Whew. Spooky. Now, another big rooting question. Will Garion remember to use a P-Wing after this level? 6-9 is completely free. You can just fly over it with a P-Wing. You can also do a wall jump over that level, which I think is the option if you're going for on all ports, or at least one of the options, I guess. And goes for 6-10. So Sharky again with a big opportunity here. 6-10, it isn't a long level whatsoever. It's fairly short. It's not going to make too much of a difference. But again, these are the sorts of opportunities that Sharky will be needing. The end of 6-4, yeah, the end of 6-4 is pretty tough. It can throw you a loop. You and the double fanfare, of course. I like it. Okay, Sharky is going to be picking up a hammer suit. I highly recommend getting that mushroom house. So that mushroom house will always be a hammer suit. I've been told that it's 100%, and to the best of my knowledge, it is. Oh my word, Garion got a bit close with those boos. With those boos, going into that room, you can either hold left or hold right. Both will keep you safe. But definitely overall, that was a good... Oh, Sharky trying to go for the fast strats in that fort, but not quite getting the P speed. So yeah, I think that was a good fortress for Garion again. It can be a pretty tough level if you're not super comfortable with it. Very easy to die. Very well done. Only time in the tournament. Once in a lifetime. Okay, so as always, Garion will have to be very careful going into this boss fight. Oh, okay. Wow, that was very close to death there. Whether it be by the flame jet or just scrolling off screen. Could have been close either way. Oh, what was that kill? I mean, regardless of whatever it was good, it worked. We're out of World 6. And Sharky needs to be careful here. It's so easy to die in these upcoming sections. So I know this is going to sound sort of obvious, but I think in terms of casually playing, limiting the number of deaths, Garion has stood out as the leader. And even with doing like 5 or 6 extra levels, having a couple of pretty major routing mistakes as well, remains in the lead. And we see the Cloud, as I said earlier, 7-1 might be the level that we see it in if clip isn't an option. So I think that's the first time we've seen that used in 7-1 in the tournament. Other levels we've seen it on 7-9, 7-4-2, 8-1, 8-4-1. Okay, Sharky knowing the P wing route though. Now I'm interested because Garion still has the issue of 7-6, and the issue of 7-6 normally is equip P-Wing, fly over it, but we haven't seen that yet. So we're probably going to see a Cloud there, or just a manual 7-6. Also, there would be the option to clip in 7-6, but considering Garion skipped over 7-1, that's probably not on the cards. Wow, how did Sharky not get hit there? On a treadmill, pretty much merging with that boo hitbox. Oh, and Sharky going for the right-hand side as well. Now, if you go to the left-hand side, build P-speed before going into that door, you can save the tiniest bit of time. But I just have a preference for that right-hand side. It's just a personal thing. It's not optimal, it's just one of those things. Sharky is running the NES version. Well, hey, and Garion knows to skip over 7-4. That's a good thing. I actually forgot about that. That has to be one of the longest levels in the game. Oh, sorry. Sharky's running the SNES version, so the Super Mario All-Stars version. I believe the North American version as well. Well, it is the North American version. ECW, what does that stand for? Oh, Sharky! This is going to be a tough boss fight coming up. Hopefully Sharky can make it happen though. Well, there you go. Garion knows about 7-6, but didn't take the opportunity in 6-9. I mean, I'm glad to see it eventually. And certainly as an SMW speedrunner, I approve of flying over levels. Who needs to play levels when you can just fly over them? I believe... Does Garion have 1 cloud or 2 clouds left? I think he might even have... I can't remember. I think. No, it has 1 cloud left. Garion remembered to use it in 3-6. Then had to go back. Okay, what are we... Okay, we're seeing a manual 7-1 from Sharky. Sharky not even bothering to use a P-Wing, which, if you're going to do it manually, if you've got that extra P-Wing, definitely use it here. But as Small Mario, Sharky wouldn't have been able to attempt the clip anyway. Okay, Garion using a P-Wing for 7-9. Definitely not a bad idea. This is a very tough level, especially at the end. Like, typically speaking, if I have an extra P-Wing and I'm going the route of 7-9, I'll use it at the start here. You just fly up to the top. It saves the tiniest bit of time. If you have that extra P-Wing, that is, from an earlier world. But 7-9 is a major candidate to skip over. It's a very long level. Unless you're an absolute madman and want to go for, what is it, like 3 or 4 clips? I'm gonna say it's 4. I know there's a lot of clips. Okay, Sharky getting another fanfare. And Garion going for the more difficult fire flower. There is another easier fire flower coming up. It's that question mark block to the left. Whew. We're probably going to see... No, we're not going to see a cloud being used here. So that extra cloud is either going to get used in 8-1 or 8-4-1. I'm going to make a call though and say it's going to be used in 8-1. Okay, Sharky with 2 clouds. Definitely would recommend using one of those clouds in 7-1 if you aren't going for clip. Definitely the play to be making. Like if clip was off the table and you have 2 clouds at that point, I'm thinking 7-1 and 7-9 or 7-4-2. Oh, Cujo is scouting out the competition. Welcome, Cujo. So as I mentioned earlier, the winner of this will be going on to play seed number 2. And to connect what I was saying just there a moment ago, seed number 2 is Cujo. Very, very experienced runner of this game. It's going to be amazing. You guys don't want to miss that race. I've actually commentated the feeders for Mitch and Cujo. So the winners of both of those matches have a pretty tough challenge ahead of them. Oh wait, what am I talking about with clouds? Sorry, a cloud has to be used in 7.4. Just forget what I'm saying. I'm really sorry about that. So yeah, in that scenario I would have used in 7.1 and 7.4 if clip wasn't an option in 7.1, which for these guys, it clearly wasn't. Sorry about that, just need to rectify that. Just a reminder, Garion has a PB of 1 hour and 33 minutes. Sharky estimates his PB to be about 1 hour and 30 minutes as well. But Garion with a 1 hour, 33 minutes and 1 second PB. So it maybe is possible. It's going to be tough from this point, but I think it is possible. But it's going to be tricky. But for sure, it's going to be very, very close, which is highly meritable. Okay, so Sharky will need to grab 2 power-ups in this fortress. Garion, I believe, already having used 2 extra P-Wings. Oh, careful! Oh dear. This airship could... Well, it's probably one of the best places for it to end up, honestly. And, yeah, Garion's routing working out very well again, that he ended up doing stages that normally wouldn't be completed at this point of the run. Yeah, definitely could be facing a far worse situation. Garion also deciding to use last P-Wing. Okay, Sharky's just trying to find the pipe. A bit more left. Yep. Close, no, left a bit. Right a bit, no, no. Nearly. So yeah, you just want to remember it's the right of that chain. There we go. Okay, will Sharky remember to use the P-Wing going into 7.6? Actually have to say, Sharky's routing has been pretty much perfect. Can't argue with it. Well, I suppose the only different play I would have made is, again, 7.1 clip is off the table. Use that cloud there instead of for something like 7.9 or 7.42. But then again, 7.1 isn't too difficult, whereas those levels kind of are. Okay, that P-Wing is going to make this fight a lot easier. Won't get stun locked in the ground. And kind of just pick an opportune moment. And with that, Garion is entering World 8. And Yeah, has a pretty decent lead. Maybe, I mean, you're talking like 3 or 4 minutes, but Sharky has a lot of difficult levels to deal with here. Not least World 7 airship, which as we can see, that boss can cause a lot of issues. And Sharky's gonna be, oh god, it's, yeah, if you don't have P-Speed and you're Small Mario by that stage, you're probably gonna die. That's gonna be a big setback for Sharky. I don't see this coming back from here, unfortunately. Now, of course it could, but yeah, Sharky has so many tough levels ahead of him. Garion mostly out of the water for that. Plus, Garion has, well, actually, they both have a cloud. Garion has a cloud further into the game, which is more useful, I guess. Does Sharky know about the hammer boosted? I would definitely recommend getting that, you know, if you know about it. I mean, just to complete this level, if nothing else. Or instead of doing 7-8, just do 7-7. 7-7's pretty damn easy. Instead of dealing with these little shits. Sorry, I couldn't think of a better word. That just kind of came out of nowhere. Anyway, excuse my French. Okay, Garion's gonna need to be careful here again. Nearly through here though. Yeah, there is a hammer sit in this level. It's just to that pipe in that pipe to the right. Would highly recommend. I mean, 7-7 is going to be faster than 7-8 as well, if you're not doing it with P-Speed. So I think pretty much that would be the main improvement Sharky could. Well, damn, it's really unfortunate. Don't use the cloud. Clouds don't work in that scenario. So yeah, at least Garion realizes that using the star there doesn't do very much. Oh my word, Sharky dying again to that nipper, whatever you call those guys. Every time we see a death, I'm just looking over at 7-7 thinking, please go that direction. I just want to make clear, though, I'm not like legitimately criticizing Sharky. Whenever you're in this sort of scenario, you're probably going to be fairly blinkered as to the approach you're taking. Possibly feels a bit pot committed with this level. That's one of the hard things about any percent Warpless is you very much need a good temperament to deal with all of the stuff that this category can go through at you. And even if you're 100% confident with your speedrunning strats, RNG is still a massive factor. And oh goodness me, please get 3-7-8. I'm really rooting for Sharky here to get 3-7-8. Oh, that pipe is just right. Jump again. Yes, we're out of there. 7-9 is a very, very difficult level. Did I say 7-8 or 7-9? I meant 7-8 if I did say 7-9. 7-9 is just long. Okay, Sharky skipping over the mushroom, nearly got hit. Going back for the mushroom, or yes, no? Is Sharky lost, maybe? Like, dead now. Come on, Sharky, you got this. Yeah, exactly. You know, if you're backseating someone, it's easy to say, oh, he should have did this. Oh, you could have done that. Oh, pick up that power-up. Yeah, well, good luck working that out during a high pressure race. So yeah. Easy for me, the couch professional. Oh, Sharky was attempting a clip. Okay, my bad. Or, I don't know, maybe, who knows? Careful now, careful now. Okay, everybody get your bets in. How many hands are we going to see? I'm going to say 1 hand. Garion is going to get 1 hand. Okay, so we see Sharky go for 742. So that means Sharky will still have a cloud. 8-1 or 8-4-1 probably being the main candidates. Well, at this point, is either going to be 1 or 2. I'm hoping 1. No, dude. Don't use the warp whistle. Okay, so uses the music box and the cloud. But I really would have recommended using a power-up going into that level. A death here is going to... Well, actually, a death here wouldn't be too costly because it's going to send him back for the fortress, and then the airship's going to move. It's probably not going to be that bad, honestly. Okay, so Garion getting 2 hands. That's not... Well, I mean, it's slightly worse than average luck. There's a 3 in 8 chance of getting 2 hands. There's also a 3 in 8 chance of getting 1 hand, and a 1 in 8 chance for both 0 hands and 3 hands. Four hands? I guess 4 hands is, you know, possible. You could get pulled in by the first hand, die, and then get 3 hands. Or any multiple of options, variations, whatever. It's always awesome getting like no hands or something, or 1 hand at the start, dying in the moving airship thing, which I always forget what's called, and then you've got to re-roll. That's my favorite. Wait, it really looked like Garion landed on Boom Boom there, but it just didn't do anything. I'm gonna see if I can recatch that on the stream. No, okay, he just fluttered. Never mind. And we see Garion use that final cloud, entering into 8-2. 8-2 probably shouldn't be too bad with a tail. Also taking this little shortcut here. Skips out most of the level. Well, it's not a shortcut time-wise, but it does skip out the majority of the hard stuff. Also, it gets rid of the Angry Sun. Bulgarian is 3 levels away from securing a victory and taking this pipe and realizes to come back. Okay, that's good. Possibly just a misclick. Also, that's one thing I like about the SNES version. Bowser's Ladder looks really cool. I have to say, Garion was fairly close to getting that cycle for what was seen. I think Garion is on possible PB pace here. I mean, these last two levels, even casually, probably would take about 5 minutes. Garion's PB is 1 hour and 33 minutes. Let me just double check this to make sure. Oh, wow, sorry, I actually got it wrong earlier. It's 1:33, or sorry, 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 57 seconds. So a very, very high 1:33. So for sure on PB pace. So if we get through these next two levels deathless, we're probably looking at a PB. If Garion's joining us in commentary afterwards, I'll definitely be saying to him about the hammers though. At this point, Garion still has 2 extra hammers, and it's fairly simple routing to rectify that. The World 6 hammer is definitely the most worthwhile one. That's gonna, like, that would have saved about 5 minutes in this run, probably. Okay, as always, Garion will have to be a bit careful here. Thankfully, with this just being a boom-boom fight, should be fairly simple, but... Oh my word. Like, it looked like he went right through that cannonball at the end there. Yes, the All-Stars version is permitted because there's absolutely no advantage of using it. If any, well, not if anything, it is a disadvantage to use it, so it's completely pointless banning it. It's for accessibility, and it's the legitimate version of the game, so... There would be absolutely no reason to disallow it. And Garion making a very good decision using that hammer suit coming into this level, and using one of the extra stars. If Garion can get this hammer suit to the boss fight, it's going to be pretty damn quick. Yes, you're correct. Longer fade-ins, so that comes to like a minute 30, somewhere between that. Also, everybody get your bets in. How many hands is Sharky going to get? I'm going to be nice again. Actually, you know what? I'll be really nice. 0 hands, absolutely confirmed here. 8 out of 8 times, 100%. Okay, maybe not. But hopefully we'll just limit this to 1 hand. Well, dying here right at the start might not even be the worst thing. Sharky gets to reroll and gets no hands. I'll call that 0.5 hands. Yo, very nice. Hopefully can make it through this level though. Praise RNG. For now. Oh, I foresaw that. Oh my word. Damn, dude. And gets that first, and Garion with a death there at the end. Oh my word. You guys thought it was over. It is far from over. Wow. The plot thickens. Garion can still PB here. Garion has, let's see, about 4 minutes to beat this level and beat the boss man. Exactly, Tundra. Exactly. Oh. Well, gets 2 hands in that run through. Now, if Sharky beats this level but happens to die in the next one, thankfully Sharky won't need to reroll for any of the... Oh my word. Won't need to reroll for any of the hands, because Sharky will just respawn in the 3rd hand, which will now be beaten. You walk, what's happening? What, you thought the commentary was over? Nope. Not a chance. Good to see you there. Well, Garion is 3 butt stomps away from securing a victory. Now, thankfully, with Bowser's hitbox, you have a lot of leeway. Only the top half of Bowser's sprite has any, like, damage hitbox stuff. So if you're small Mario, this is a very, very easy fight. And yeah, this is looking like a big PB for Garion. Something really, really horrible would have to go wrong now. But yes, big congrats to Garion on the victory. And that juicy 2.5 minute PB. Very, very well done. Big congrats. Garion will be going on to round 2. We'll be facing seed number 2, Cujo. So, yeah, that's going to be a tough one. Yo, Garion. That was one hell of a race. That was one of the most interesting races I've seen on this.
Yeah, I did a lot of stupid things at times in that race. I can't believe I still PB'd on it.
Yeah, I mean, you still got the PB. Now, the only thing I want to point out is at the end, so you have 2 extra hammers in your inventory, right?
Yeah, I heard there was a couple of things that I could have done.
Yeah.
Restream.
So no, you'll know for next time. It'll be a big free time save. You're gonna love it. It's just after 4-3, just before the fortress in World 4, and then going into World 6. If you take the very first pipe, then you can skip 2 levels. But yeah, I mean, for doing like I think 5 extra levels, this has still been a very convincing victory. So well done.
Thank you.
Very well done.
And Wendy was not nice.
Oh, Wendy was very, very horrible. Both of you, actually. Sharky actually got the really bad end of the stick there, although you both ended up having to do extra levels, which is unfortunate.
And yeah, I think Sharky, I failed a cloud at 1.2.
Oh, yes. Yeah, so unfortunately for Sharky clouded over 3-6, as you did as well, but ended up having to beat 3-6 anyway because of Wendy.
Ooh, that's even worse than mine.
Yeah, it was pretty tough. Yeah, Sharky isn't too far behind here. Also have to say, I was very, very happy to see you use the Cloud in 7-1. If Clip is off the table, I highly recommend it. It's just such a long level.
Yeah, unless I screw up and somehow don't have enough clouds, I don't even have spots in my splits for 7-1 or 7-4.
Yeah. Of course, it's a good thing that you remembered about 7-4 as well. Such a long level. Also, good thing that you remembered about 7-6. The other level, which is quite easy to remember, that you can fly over, is 6-9.
Yeah, I heard that mentioned on the restream. I didn't realize that one was possible.
Yeah. I mean, 6-10 isn't a bad alternative. It's a pretty short level. But, yeah. So, how do you feel about going up against Cujo?
I don't expect to come anywhere close.
I mean, that is fair enough. Cujo's an absolute god, and it would be unrealistic, I guess. But I mean, whenever you're going down to the losers bracket, it's probably back on for some interesting races.
Yeah, from when I was looking at the bracket, this one felt like the only one I had a chance at, so.
Oh, right. I haven't had a look at where you're likely going to end up, so let's see. You probably already know yourself, actually. Oh, you'll be going up against Ace of Arrows. Ace of Arrows is a very good player. I think got a 59 in the opening tournament race. Not sure about their first tourney race, though. Let me see.
Yeah,
oh, also got a 59.
Yeah. That one, so.
Yeah, so that is going to be tough. hopefully now that you know about a couple of extra levels and the hammers, that probably will knock about 10 minutes off your time. Because some of those levels are tough as well.
Yeah, at one point I was over 5.5 minutes behind, so I still have plenty of time to gain, even if I don't add the extra stuff.
Was that coming out of World 5, by any chance?
I was about five. I was 537 after first fort and 6.
Ah, right. Oh yeah, actually that fort was a bit unfortunate, I guess. I'm thinking if you were to be able to count the deaths, maybe you had about 10 deaths. I'd say Sharky probably had in excess of 20. There were a lot more deaths on Sharky's side, but
Yeah.
Sharky has been very, very good with the route, getting all the routing decisions right, pretty much with the exception of 7-1.
So did he play through 7-1?
Yeah, he just played through 7-1 manually. Didn't use one of the extra P-Wings there either, which, if you're going to do 7-1, that's definitely recommended.
Yeah, I'm looking through my splits, and despite having all that issues with Wendy, during World 4, I was actually almost a minute. I was about a minute and a half ahead at one point, and then I died again.
Yeah, like it's definitely going to be very, very fun to run against. For sure, I would be expecting sub 120 very soon because, like, even though there were a lot of deaths, like you did come across as a very competent player. Warpless is just a tough category.
Yeah, my first completed run was only at SGDQ in the practice or either practice or casual room. So I haven't really been playing it that long.
Yeah, that's actually quite impressive then. Like again, I feel that you played pretty well. A lot of the decisions you made and the way you approached levels made a lot of sense. In a race scenario, decisions are going to be very important over even just skill, how practiced you are, levels, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think part of what helped is like 7-1, 7-4, clouding over those, using the P-Wing on 7-6. Those are things that were told me by like Raikou Rider while I was at GDQ. So before that, I was actually playing through those levels.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. 1 second. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, no, it's good. And pretty much after 7-6, it did feel like you'd cemented the victory. It was going to take a lot to see a comeback. And like the end of your World 7 as well was pretty good. And Sharky had so much to go through as well. So yeah, it did seem like it was decided by the end of World 7. Hey, hopefully Sharky can keep the hammer. So my word, I'm such a curse. Hopefully he can keep this hammer sit though. Trying to get back up to that door. It's a bit spooky. I just had a bad feeling about it, unfortunately. So Sharky will probably just use another power up. Yeah, still has a leaf. So hopefully he can get it this time. Also a bit of an unfortunate death for yourself and Bowser, so another big time save, which I'm sure you're looking forward to.
Yeah, I was surprised when I looked up at my splits after I died to Bowser the first time, and I was still ahead. I was like, wait, just how many times did I die on my PB?
Yeah. Nah, again, winning your race and getting a PB, there isn't much more you could reasonably ask for. I think that was a pretty good performance. Oh yeah, so about hands, you got 2 hands, of course. Sharky got the first hand, died on the first hand, then got no hands, then died on the airship, and then I believe got 2 hands again after that.
Oh,
So, definitely a mix of everything. 7-9 was probably the level that really, really butchered Sharky. Must have died there about, I don't know, like 7 or 8 times.
Is 7-9 the one that you can get the hammer suit in, or is that 7-8?
Yeah, that's 7-9. 7-8 is the star run, which, I mean, that's a pretty decent alternative. 7-9 is very, very tough. Although if you grab the hammer suit, 7-9 isn't too bad. But Sharky didn't seem to know about it.
Yeah, I think I P-winged through that level, so I never went for the hammer suit.
Yeah, I remember saying that I thought that was a pretty good decision. P-wing through that level, definitely not a bad idea.
I wished I would have had that P-wing for World 8 for one of the auto-scrollers, but didn't do too bad with it.
Yeah. Okay, now hopefully Sharky knows about Bowser's hitbox. As Small Mario, this fight is reasonably easy. Again, just the bottom of Bowser's sprite. Yep, does seem to know. Okay, so you don't want to get too far away from center either, because those fireballs can still hit you. But Sharky does look to know what he's doing here. Oh, I mean, it is a bit close to those fireballs, I have to say, but should be good. Oh, needs to be careful here on the right-hand side. I'd be standing a bit to the left. But yeah, that's very nice. Very nice finish for Sharky. Okay, folks, so quick look at the brackets. Sharky will be going on to play Dodge Master Dooley, who's been hanging out in chat. I believe this is going to be an all-stars face-off. Dooley does play on SNES, and I imagine Sharky will continue to play on Super Mario All-Stars as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Definitely going to be interesting. Trying to think. Did Raikou Rider use SNES for his race?
Yeah, Raikou uses SNES.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that Raikou Rider, obviously Sharky, Dooley, and myself are the only four who'll be using SNES. But yes, big congrats to Sharky for finishing up there. Definitely doing pretty well with some of the things that happened. I'm maintaining a level head after that 7-9, my word. Definitely should be commended. Oh, you might.
From what I heard, because I had to restream up, it sounded like he was having a lot of trouble with it.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to be right back. I need to quickly plug my stuff. Okay, so I'm quickly going to see if Sharky wants to join us. Otherwise, if not, we can wrap this up very, very shortly here. Someone could post this the speed gaming schedule in chat as well. That'd be good, just so folks know what's happening next. Oh yes, and as always, make sure to follow the runners. If you want to see more of what you got a taste of tonight, just give those guys a follow. And we have Sharky joining us. Yo, what's up?
That was a little bit tough.
It was pretty tough, but I mean, I have to commend you for sticking with it, keeping a level head. I mean, with some of the things that happened, I feel that you actually recovered quite well.
Yeah, plus I haven't played this in a while, so basically de-rusting because of, work's kind of been getting away, so limited practice.
Damn responsibilities. Yeah, definitely the strongest part of your game there was the root. Like, you were really, really strong in the root. Were you checking out the restream at all? Like, did you have any idea where Garion was?
No, I wasn't watching the keep an eye on the restream, but I kind of had a chat in the corner, so.
I mean, overall, you know, it could have went either way until probably the end of World 7. By that stage, it was looking like it probably was going to go Garion's way. 7-9, just so deadly. It's just such a tough level at the end, especially if you're small Mario. There is actually a hammer suit in that level, so if you want to check that out at some point, it's just a nice little backup to get through the level in one piece.
Yeah, my P-Wing usages weren't too bad. I forgot I had an extra one, so having it, if I would have known I had it, I would have used it in the Air Force when I was there the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how you got 1 hand, 0 hands. Did you get 1 or 2 hands the next time? Was it 2?
I had to, so...
Yeah. Yeah, it's not often you get 0, 1, and 2 hands. But, what was I about to say? Yeah, 7-1 as well. Like, 7-1 is such a long level if you're not going for clip. It might even be a consideration to use Cloud there. You know, if clip is off the table, but I think overall your rip is really, really good.
Yeah, because I wanted to be big for 7-1 because I know the clip.
Oh, you do actually go for clip? Nice.
Yeah, I did, but in this situation, I wasn't big Mario, so...
Yeah, it's
and I
very
know
unfortunate.
7-6, I could do the clip in 7-6 as well, but P-Winging it is way easier.
Yeah. Trying to think as well. Oh, that World 3. Actually, for both of your World 3 was a disaster. Just Wendy is so difficult. And the airship actually ended up going to the same spot for both of you. But Garion had already clouded over 3-6, died, had already beaten it again afterwards, but then had the bridges in his way, and then you had to beat 3-6 again. Or not, sorry, for the first time. So a lot of things went wrong there, but...
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
okay, that's the base of a cloud.
World 3 felt like everything that could go wrong did go wrong.
It probably has to be one of the worst ones for a sort of domino effect. Always seems to be the world that kills my runs as well. Oh yeah, we saw 1 coin chip as well. That was unfortunate. Just at the end of World 5. Yeah,
I heard you guys talk about that on the restream. The reason I didn't cloud over that last level was because I knew that coin chip was there.
Oh, did I'm sorry about that. I didn't spot that. Well, sorry about that. Yeah, I assumed that you were probably just saving it, which we've already seen. We've seen someone switch out that level for 7-4-2, I think. But definitely good job getting through that without tail first try as well.
Yeah, but with my notes I was taking, it's like, when I get to the 7-4-2, it's like, wait, do I have an extra cloud? Which luckily I did.
Yeah.
I could use a cloud here instead of 8-1. Which at the end paid out, so...
It's actually not too bad using Cloud there if you end up dying, because it's not going to have any effect, because you're going to spawn before like the levels you haven't beaten, and it's going to spawn somewhere else at the airship. So it alleviated some of the pressure for not dying there, thankfully. But this was a lot of fun to commentate. I really enjoy these races where anything can happen, and we pretty much got to see everything that could happen. So definitely big thanks to both of you guys. Very interesting race. Good luck against Cujo, and good luck against the Dodge Master himself, Mr. Dooley. It's going to be an interesting one. Possibly Battle of the SNES. We'll see.
Yeah, I was debating which one I wanted to use, because usually I go back and forth, so...
Well, that's interesting that you've got the option for both. I mean, if I had the option for both, I probably would just use NES, but if you feel comfortable with SNES, there's nothing wrong with that. And the minute time difference probably isn't going to to matter too much in a race like this, I guess. So yeah, it was interesting people being able to say a couple of things about this version.
Yeah, it was a fun race, and congrats Scarian for that win. So
yes, and
Thanks,
congrats again for the PB.
Thank you.
Well, folks, I think that's pretty much all I've got to say. If either of you guys want to say anything else, feel free. Actually, just one thing quickly. Big thank you to Lasso and Oglib for setting up the tournament. And as always, thanks to the Speed Gaming team. Always a pleasure. It's so fun working with you guys. And the setup is absolutely incredible. So keep up the good work. Yeah.
Only thing I want to say is thanks for the restream and thanks for commentary.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
I probably will watch a VOD back later on. So
I reckon it'll keep you entertained. You'll see a bit of back and forth. And at least you'll probably feel happy with how close it was as well. So yeah, folks, good luck in your respective next matches, and we will see you guys soon. Yeah, take care. Have a good one, everybody. Follow the runners, and yeah, see you next time.